Tere kõigile! Saame alustada Eesti meeste koondise pressikonverentsiga. Eesti meeste koondist on ootama sees EM-valikmäng Aserbaidžaani vastu, mis toimub 13. oktoobril siinsamas A. Le Coq Arenal. Ja pärast seda 4 päeva 17. oktoobril maavõistlus Tai vastu. And now we will continue in English. If you have any questions, you may ask from the head coach of Estonian national team, Toomas Häberli.
Hello, Toomas. First of all, the squad that you've selected this time, we are lacking a bit of central defenders, especially for the game against Azerbaijan. You only have 4 central defenders there because Karol Mets is having cards and so on. So how difficult this situation it is for you?
Yeah, it is how it is. How you said already, we have other players who can play as well. Not maybe in the center, but as a right center back, you can play as well with a player who play maybe as a fullback as well. So we will find solution, but we know that we are not at the moment not a lot of choice in as a center back. Yes.
How much does it affect us that you don't have left-footed center back against the Azerbaijan game?
Yeah, of course, it's we are missing Karol. Mets is important for us. He's a leader, and his quality are important. And of course, he's a left-footed. But we have other players. They can do it on the left side. You will play with other angles when you have the ball. So I'm not that worried about that.
Nikita Baranov is also missing personal reasons. What are those reasons? If you can maybe add a bit to that.
At the moment, I cannot say more. That personal reason, not more. We will speak later about it if we know more.
There's been a lot of fuss around Oliver Jürgens. There have been claims that he refused to come to the national team. What is your comment on that? Is it true? What did he say to you?
For me, I was in contact with Oliver, and it was totally logical after his situation the whole year. He struggled with groin problems, and he made a surgery in June. So he's coming back, and these 20 minutes in Budapest 10 days ago, they were the first games after a long period. And I think it's important that he get the rhythm there, and he's get play minutes in Budapest, and for that it's totally logical that he will not be ready for us this gathering, but for the next gathering. We will speak together before, and I hope he get more minutes. He's closer to the lineup. He started already, so and then we will see. So I'm quite optimistic, and this case is logical decision now, because club is important to get minutes. There he will earn money, and there he can survive. So and this is key.
But doesn't it feel a bit strange for you that a young player is declining national team call-up? It isn't the first time when he's declining representing Estonia. How does it make you feel?
No, it's on sportive side. It's logical. We have had similar decision with Pascocci in Tottenham or other young players that we said no. It's not at the moment to help us as well so much, because he played 20 minutes and on men's football, and now for 45 minutes. So it's really important that he make the step in men's football. He's doing. And we have to support him, and it's not a question about the national team or not. It's in that sense a logical decision.
Bogdan Mashuk is back in the team. Also, Michael Lillander. What have they done well during the last weeks that now they got the goal up?
Yeah, Bogdan is playing. He's always. I told him always, if you're playing. If you have the rhythm as well, the endurance to keep, then you will be always part of the national team. And so he made it. It was close already the last gathering, and he's playing in the Serbian league. So that shows quality, and I'm happy to have him back. And Michael as well. We need more solution. He played some game as well as a centre back in Flora, so we have now with him as well options on also wing back or in the center.
How close or far from the national team is Mihkel Ainsalu?
Of course, I'm happy that he's now this year is really playing always. We recognize, we spoke as well about him. It is different than the last 2 years. When I spoke twice with him, I explained him why he wasn't in, and now he's starting to play. This is good. He take a role, and we will observe him, and we saw it as well.
Did you consider calling up Vladislav Greda? He has played some games for Flora now, and we have struggled a bit on this defensive midfielder role.
Of course, he's on my big list always, and I hope really that he get in shape in Flora and he play more than 2-3 games.
There have been a few weeks now past those last games. You have time to analyze what went wrong in September. What's your thoughts now about those games where we have to improve now in October?
Yeah, of course, it's completely different approach. This September gathering, we were quite optimistic to make something big. So the stadium was full, and it hurts even more to lose. We know as well against top 25 of the world, it's difficult for us because the gap is quite big. But on good days we can hurt them, and it wasn't a good day for us. They were strong. We have to consider always that if we perform top, the opponent needs to do not all things good. So, and Sweden scored the first 2 opportunities straight. So then for every team is difficult to come out of it. And in this period we need to keep the 2-0, and this 3-0 before halftime. It was like the game finisher, and then it's always tough when you play at home national team and the stadium is full against such a strong opponent. So we analyzed it like always, and we saw some moments, but as well we have some situation accept that they have really a lot of quality, and it will be some things where maybe against Sweden were not good. It will be good enough against Thailand and Azerbaijan. So we have really to be smart with the players, with the team, and bring it in a good relation. What we made and how it can go, because we have as well in November 2 tough games. How it can go in football.
This gathering, the first game is really important and on points, but the second game against Thailand is friendly game. What will be your approach for that game? How do you want to use it?
Yeah, of course, we want to see as well other players, like we have seen as well in Belgium. So I changed to both time 5 players. It will be the same against these two gatherings that we can see other players, and we have 1 week to see how they are in shape in the gathering when they are with the team. We know that Vetkalm will join us for the second game, so we will probably see some new faces. Yes.
One good news for you is that Flora and Kuressaare game will not play it on Sunday but on Saturday in Premium Liga, so that the players can be a bit more fresh for Monday gathering. It was your approach. I heard that you wanted that the game will be played on Saturday, not Sunday. How did it? I don't know. How did it went like this? That you managed to get that?
Yeah, I want to say to the coaches, thank you. No, it's like always. I worked in March already, or when we see the schedule that that we can do it like a little bit national team friendly as well. Because when we play Friday already, and 50% like Levadia, how it was last time as well, Levadia Flora played on Sunday, then we lose 1 training day. So we have to consider that we have 2 days recovery, so we can only train with the rest. So it's so much more complicated. So if we can do it, especially this weekend, and I think we have to do it, because we create win-win situation for all, for the players and for national team, and I think as well for the club. So we made it, and for that I'm thankful.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
If we could perhaps just go back to those 2 big consecutive losses, which perhaps created unproportionally big sort of talks in Estonian media. Everybody was talking about it, even the politicians and lots of public opinion leaders. Everybody that had their opinion. Does that create a lot of heat for you and for the team, and how are you dealing with it?
First, it's great that in Estonia we speak about football. I think it's wonderful that they saw that we at least this time we lost. I think it's important because this is football, these are emotions, and this is for that we love this sport, that we can speak about it and everyone can speak about it and everybody has his own opinion. I think it's important, and this is part of football, and yeah, for me as a coach, it's always important to bring it in a good way. That not too optimistic, but as well that we can see that we made good results, that we can be as well proud, but as well to see what does it mean to compete against really the best players of the world. And this can be tough, and this is football, and this is not you don't only use the brain, you need the whole system. So it's tough, and then if you see the value of those players and what we bring in. And I'm really proud about all of my players because they are the best from Estonia. Then it can happen some moments that you lose, like we lost. And of course we don't wanted it. And in some situation it looks like a little bit naive. But this is our game, what we want to play. We want to as well create opportunities and not only defending. And sometimes it looks like a little bit too risky. But it went well in really a lot of different games. But how I said before, on this level, if the opponent scored the first opportunity and we hit the crossbar, then it can be tough. And we have seen even bigger results than 5-0. And yeah, we cannot be happy. This is clear. Believe me, we analyzed it deep, and we don't accept it in that we go in a normal routine. But as well, we have to find a right balance. We have to know from where we come. We have to know how was the situation before the gathering, how the players are, and how we were together. And we were maybe a little bit too optimistic. But it's like then we have emotions. Then the crowd was here. We were there. We can discuss after about football, and this is that we want to see as well. Hopefully next time in the opposite way.
Absolutely, and I understand this is football, but also these boys are only just human beings. How do they deal with this? Have you considered, I don't know, maybe you have like a psychological help, like sports psychologist who helps them? I know there used to be a guy, Laur, who was working with the team for a short time. Is there someone who's talking to them about that kind of pressure that young athletes have?
This is a good question. Is part of every human. That it's not only the skills on the ball. It's about emotions and about thoughts and mental strength. This is part of football, and this is at one moment the quality of the top players, where we can see in the Champions League every weekend that they have all these skills on a top level. For me as a head coach, we have to tell a little bit the story and the longer story that we cannot. Maybe we have some games where we really overperformed and they made it really good. So and this, if you would speak Friday before the game, Sweden, maybe it would look completely different. And they are able to handle those defeats. It happened in football, not only Estonia. We see every weekend unbelievable results, and yeah, it was not 9-0, 7-0, it was 5-0. It's a lot, we know, but we have to consider the gap between. It's a huge gap. So we see it in the right angle. We know that the year where you play qualification can be a tough year always, because we played 6 games against teams 25 and better. So we have 2 other games. This is Azerbaijan and maybe 1 or 2 friendly games plus in January. So those games where we are closer to our opponents, there we have to find as well results, and the players know that as well. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses. We know what we can do, what we are able to do, and bring it in a right relation. And it's not comparable like 2 years ago when or 1 year ago when we lost in Cyprus. This was totally different.
Now about young players like Oliver, for example, how many young players are you following here in Estonia and also abroad? Because I know we have quite a few playing in youth clubs, in youth teams abroad.
I follow the players with Estonian passport. For me, it doesn't matter how old they are. It's a question about quality, and yeah, how we spoke before, when we have 8 games and 6 are on top level, then I think if you're looking players from the youth, then it will be really complicated as well. But we know that we have quality players, but as well we have to consider that maybe they are not that level that we needed at the moment. But it's normal. This is normal. It's not a question that you have as a nation every year like 3-4 players under 20 years who can compete on top level. So this is like a normal way, and with 2021 normally in a normal development, then you see the level for international, and we have some players, we will bring them in, but it's important that they have the quality. Otherwise it goes in the wrong way. We create a wrong image, and it's in that sense quite easy. If they are strong, they will play. It doesn't matter how old they are.
So what would you say? When is the young player ready, or when would you start considering for him for the A team? Is there some kind of criteria for that, or is it just kind of like you feel that they're ready?
No, this is a lot of criteria. We can speak about what is my job. So how he's doing with the ball, how fast he's running, how is his game understanding, how he's defending, how he chooses the situation, the decision making, how fast he's doing. We can speak about all the skill what is needed, how is his mental strength, how is his emotional load, all the stuff what is important, how is the behavior, game minutes, all the stuff, how is his behavior, set pieces. It's like the whole criteria, like is he good enough to play and not, and they have time as well to develop it, and we have to give them time. If they're ready, I will bring them in. Like we have some players, they are young, but they are at the moment not ready to play, like Toigas. He suffered this year a little bit. He showed quality in the games, a lot of quality, and then he will play. It's not a question about age, and this is the answer in that sense. Welcome.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
Did you talk with Ragnar Klavan, and what's the situation in his terms? Can he join this year to the national team or not?
Yes, we have a long chat together, and at the moment is a healthy story. Sorry, he struggled with his ankle, and for the moment for this gathering he cannot help us, join us. I spoke with him, of course.
But November?
November is in November, and at the moment is October, so we will see.
And second question, a bit more philosophical. You said to Aet that the gap is big, as we saw in these 2 big losses. Do you think the gap is maybe too big, considering how long have we developed the football in Estonia? Of course, you came here a few years ago, but the gap isn't much smaller than it used to be 20 years ago. Is it a problem, or for you, do you worry about that, and do you give advice how to make this gap smaller?
It's not philosophical. It's a lot of conditional and theoretical in between. It's a huge question. To improve football, you have to have at first possibility to play football. It's not only how we develop players, we have to have possibilities to play probably the whole year. And I think in Estonia we do a good job that we try to build possibilities that we can play football. This is the most important thing. Then we have to not maybe build a hedge around and make it open. I don't know how it is, but we have to have access 24 hours to play football. This is the most important thing. And then, of course, it's a question about the hunger as well. The hunger to play football. If I compare with Switzerland, we struggled one moment with the top nations. But then we have different culture. They brought a different hunger in, and they brought Swiss football up. So, and it was not planned. It happened. So, to give you a short answer, we can maybe drink a coffee one moment and speak about it. I think we have to work with that we have. We have to know from where we come and where we want to go. It's not fair to speak how we can do better when we play against Belgium. It's not fair what we can do when we compare us against Sweden. We have to compare with our teams 10 plus, 10 minus. These nations we have to try to come up and not make this black and white, destroy and bad good things. This is not my part. I will not go in this drama. But I understand the question. I think we had really to analyze, to work hard, do the best, but everyone needs to help to improve. That the gap stays closer, bigger, that I don't know, but that we can improve and not too much compare. We need to improve, that we know, everybody knows, everybody wants, and everybody try to do the best.
Okay, thank you all. Aitäh kõigile ja ootame teid siis juba 13. oktoobril siia samasse A. Le Coq Arenale.
Thank you.